Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Cat 5 by Cornhole Scenario. Before I get into the review, I want to spend a moment and talk about design. If you've been with me a while, if you watch some older videos, you know I used to always talk about design and comment on the designs of the bags. I stopped doing that because every bag company has different designs. So if you don't like the design that's on there, they have other designs you're probably going to like. So I just figured it was a waste of time to talk about designs. However, I do want to spend a moment on Cornhole Scenario because I feel like they've overused a lot of their designs. They're getting kind of lazy in their designs. I think, this mongoose, this is the older mongoose design. I like the newer mongoose design, but it's getting to the point where every bag they release has a mongoose design, or every bag they release has that eagle design. Like, I feel like Cornhole Scenario, they got this cat theme, and I feel like they should really embrace that. Like, get rid of the Cat 5, get rid of the Cat 3, give them cat names. You've got the liger, you've got the Bengal, the jaguar, the lynx, the panther. You stick with those cat themes, and then the logo of each bag should be a picture of that cat for the name of the bag, and you can change those up, but make the bags unique and make the bags, when I look at the design, I immediately know what it is. I see this mongoose, I don't know, it could be any bag that Cornhole Scenario has in their lap. They use this mongoose design for every bag they have. It's getting kind of, it's almost on the lazy side, right? Just let's not be creative. Let's just keep using what we're using, and even the colors. I mean, I don't know, this is not my favorite color combination. I guess some of you might like it, but I just feel like Cornhole Scenario has a cool theme with cats. Like, embrace that fully and go down that path and stick with it. So anyway, let's go ahead and break down these Cat 5s. We'll start with the materials, and I'm gonna start with the slow side, which is interesting to me because Cornhole Scenario and we agree on the one side of the bag speeds. The other side, they call this the fast side, but to me it's the slow side. This is the game changer, surefire, fast side. It's that 8.5 speed. Cornhole Scenario calls it a 10. Its speeds are subjective. You get to that 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10 speed. The bags are fast. They're flying off the board. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. But just to me, I feel like this side is a touch slower than the other side. It's the same material on both sides. They use different sides of it. So this is that game changer, surefire, fast side. I call it an 8.5. The back side is that material flipped over, so it's now the Pro Sniper Deadhead Viper flat fast side. I call it a 9-speed. Cornhole Scenario, I believe this calls a 9-speed spell, so we both agree on the 9-speed of this. It's just that they believe this is faster, I think it's slower. So looking at 8.5, 9, or a 9, 10 if Cornhole Scenario talks to you. Fast bag. Like, there is no slow side. Both sides are fast. It's really a one-sided bag because you're going to pick which side that you feel more comfortable with, and that's the side you're going to throw. So there's really no reason to ever flip the bag over. They both play very similar. So there's no need to use the other side. So it's a one-sided bag if you look at it that way. Template-wise, it's a medium template. It's a medium amount of fill. So, there's flop, but it's not overly floppy. It's not like the older cats used to be a really larger, floppier bag. This is more of a traditional medium fill, medium flop. The fill in here is a mixed fill, which I actually like the mixed fill. However, I will say, I prefer a mixed fill usually because I like the images around the hole you get with it over the flat fill. This is one of those cases where these two materials are super hole friendly. They're not hanging on the hole. You get them up there, they're going in the hole regardless of the fill that's in there. This is the case where I think that flat fill, that flat disc fill the Cornhole Scenario is famous for, I think would work wonderful in this bag because it would give that soft landing. This bag has a little bit of balance, a little bit of movement to it, and it lands because of that bead fill. And I think if you don't throw a flat bag, I'm not going to say it's going to kick, but you get that bag, it hits, slaps down, and kind of almost hops, skips, and it can take the bag a little off course for you, where if you put that flat disc fill in here, it would land soft and just run straight and true and be a wonderful bag for people who don't have a flat bag. So this is one of those rare cases. I think that flat, especially that flat disc, not just the flat fill, that flat disc that Cornhole Scenario used to use in all their bags, I think would be awesome in this bag. But as they have a mixed fill. I'm not hating on the fill. I like the fill around the hole. I just don't know if this bag needs it. Anyway, let's go to playability on this bag. And as I mentioned, it's a fast bag. There's really a one-dimensional bag. You're not doing anything creative. This is a bag designed to go hole for hole. You're just putting your 4 bags in. You're trying to outscore your opponent. You're not really throwing blockers up there. You're not really trying to play a defensive game. And again, it's really a one-sided bag. You're going to pick whichever side of the material you like, whether it's a Pro Sniper side or the Surefire side, whichever one you like the best, and that's what you're going to throw because if you flip it over, there's really no difference in it. For me, this is not my style of bag, and I really struggle when I get these bags initially. Because I have to change my throw. I'm more of a power thrower. I'm not a finesse or softer thrower. So I have to change my throw when I get these faster bags. In the video, I do pretty well with it. Before about the half hour or so before I started recording, it was pretty ugly. I was really having to make adjustments. I was either throwing bags off the back or I was throwing them short. Once I dialed it in and finally got my landing zone and my trajectory and my arc down, then I got pretty decent with it. But I will say that the one thing I don't like about these faster bags when you don't have a controllable side on them is if you miss the hole, they're pretty much out of play. They're either off the back or if they stay on the board, they're still on the back side. They're not usually collectible. The other problem I have is because this bag, like this, I would like this bag to be larger and floppier as well, because when it's around the hole, if you get it online, as long as you land right, it's gonna go in the hole. If you land deep or throw a little too hard, it will skip right over the hole. You can be perfectly aligned to skip over the hole. If you're off the side, left or right, it's gonna skip past the hole. It doesn't always. You've got to get a good portion of this bag in the hole to grab and spin around. If you got just a corner going by, it's gonna go so fast, it's not even gonna grab. And so the landings on this bag becomes smaller because it's that medium template, medium fill. It doesn't have enough flop to grab the hole. And so for these faster bags, I just like a larger flop. Like to me, the old school Cat 3s, Cat 2 templates, they had that larger, floppier bag. I think that template, that style would fit this bag perfectly. For those of you who like faster bags, this is what you're looking for. But for me, again, it's just a tougher bag to put in the hole than you want to be. This is a bag maybe designed for slow boards, not necessarily humid boards, because you get those sticky, damp, humid boards. This material will slow down when it gets humid enough. As the boards are starting to get sticky and slow down, it'll still move. But this is more for boards that just play slower. I think that's fine. You get some control in there. Or those of you have that really soft high throw, or if you have a nose down throw, those nose down throws, when they come and hit the board, a flat throw comes and hits and kind of slides up. The nose downs hit, they deaden the speed and then slide. If you've got that type of nose down throw, this is a bag, because it's going to nose down, kill some of the speed, but it's still going to slide up, pretty much be in the hole for you. So you can play it more like a traditional bag without having that flat bag. So those cases, and like I said, if you don't have a flat bag, it doesn't kick as much as a stickier bag would, but it does have that movement that when it slaps down, it is going to hop and walk a little bit. So if you don't land it flat, it does tend to hop, bounce, and it could kind of bounce off course a little bit, and then you hit the corner of the hole and just skips right by and you miss the bag. So in that aspect, it's not a very forgiving bag. It's not a bag that, like, if you miss, it's not a bag you're going to collect. It's a bag that's pretty much out of play once you miss. So it's either in the hole or it's off the bat most of the time. For at least that's how it worked for me. So anyway, if you like the style of bag, if you like a faster bag, this is your option for you. The Cat 5. Again, I wouldn't recommend this bag simply for the fact that the Noble Melt I reviewed is the same materials, are very similar, if not same fill. And it's a lot cheaper, more readily available. Whereas this one, availability, which I'm going to jump into. Cornhole Scenario has a website, cornholescenario.com, be a link description for you guys. The availability of these bags, they're not available. Right? You go to the website, they're always sold out. You've got to be following their social media, especially Facebook. They post on Facebook. The problem with Cornhole Scenario is they'll just put a post up and say, the bags are available now, or post a picture, and you got to decipher it. But if you're not on Facebook 24/7, by the time you see the post, there's a good chance the bags are sold out. That's a little frustrating. Instead of them giving us, saying this bag's available on this date, this time, you can go check it out, they just throw them up there, and it's just whoever's on Facebook gets it and gets a set. These I actually got because I sent an email. Apparently I'm still on the email chain or whatever they send. I signed up for the email a few years ago. I'm still on there. So I got an email saying they actually gave a date and time for the release. And they actually, these marked down, these were $125 plus the $12, $13 shipping they charged. So again, very pricey, but they were close to reasonable. Normally they're $150 plus the 12 or 13. So they're only like $165-ish shipped to you, which is really absurd. These were like $137, $138. Again, expensive, but closer to reality. They're more in line with the Kill Shots BGs of the world, but still on the higher end. And again, I can buy the Noble Melt, same bag, for a lot cheaper, really available. I can go buy the Titan Ravager Fury I reviewed. Same materials, has more of that flat fill, different fill, which I actually like. I can buy that for almost half the price. It's readily available. So I think they're a better option. Both those bags are ACL stamped like this. This is ACL Pro Stamp. This is the 2023 version. I'm assuming there's Pro Stamp 2024 as well. But both those are Pro Stamped as well for ACL. So if you play an ACL, you're not sacrificing with those bags. I just think they're the same bags or better, more readily available, cheaper price. So anyway, if you like these faster bags, if you throw these again, give me your feedback. I'd love to know, for those of you that throw these bags that are just fast, why you choose these over a bag that has a little bit slower control side. Because you could take this bag, put a 6-speed material on one side, and if you like fast bag, throw it fast side down all the time, and then flip it over to the slow side when you want to throw a blocker, or you want to throw a back block, or you want to just put it on the board, one of those other options where you control. I'd love to know, for those of you that throw these all fast bags, what your thought process is, as opposed to getting a bag that has that fast side and then a control side you can use when you need it. But anyway, I thank you guys so much for support, and I thank you for watching.